Hello friends, today we'll discuss the MCQs on gas welding and arc welding. I'll explain every answer with the help of appropriate diagram and videos. So let's begin with the first MCQ. Which of the following is also called as a gas welding? Gas welding is also known as a oxy-fuel gas welding. So in gas welding, fuel gases are used to generate high amount of heat and melt the metal. And that's why our answer is A, oxy-fuel gas welding. Next question, which of the following types of fuel gas is commonly used in gas welding? In gas welding, acetylene is commonly used as a fuel gas, which mix with a proper proportion of oxygen in a mixing chamber of a welding torch. So gas welding can produce a hot flame of a temperature about 3000 to 3500 degrees Celsius. And that's why our answer is C, acetylene. Okay, so acetylene is the mostly we are using in the gas welding. Next question, how many types of flames are there in the welding? There are three basic flames. First one I can say the neutral flame, in which oxygen and acetylene proportion is in equal. Second one is the carburizing flame, in which the acetylene is more than the oxygen. And the third one is the oxidizing flame, in which acetylene is less than the oxygen. And that's why our answer is there are three type of flames in the welding, gas welding. Next question, in which of the following types of flame oxygen is of same proportion with acetylene? Now, in a neutral flame, oxygen is in the same proportion with the acetylene. Neutral welding flames are commonly used weld, I can say we can go for the mild steel, or you can go for the stainless steel. Even you can go for the cast irons, copper, alloy, or all these can be done with the help of if you go for the neutral welding flames. And that's why this is about the oxygen aluminum weld which you can observe on the screen. So that's why our answer is a neutral flame, in which the proportion of the acetylene and the oxygen is same. Next question, in which of the following type of flame oxygen is in excess proportion with the acetylene? Now, in a oxidizing flame, oxygen is in a excess proportion than the acetylene. So oxidizing flames are commonly used to weld the, I can say you can weld the copper metals. Even you can go for the manganese steel. Even we can go for the cast iron also, and zinc also. So that's why our answer is the oxidizing flame, in which oxygen is in the excess proportion as compared to the acetylene. Next question, the inner cone of the flame in welding has the following nature. Now, if you see in this diagram, you can see the in the inner cone of the flame, the temperature is around 3500 degrees Celsius, right? Which is the highest temperature as compared to the, I can say the outer blue cone means this one, which having a temperature around 1275 degrees Celsius. And that's why our answer is A, highest temperature. Means in the inner cone, there will be always a highest temperature. Next question. In electrical arc welding, if you see that there are many options how the connection has been done. But if you see in this diagram, it has been seen that the negative terminal is of the power supply is connected to the workpiece and the positive terminal is connected to the electrodes. And that's why we can say that the as per this our answer is B. So this makes an arc which occurs from the base material to the electrode. Okay, so means supply will take from the base material means through this and then it reaches to the electrode like this. So your answer is B in this case. Next question. Which type of arc welding is suitable for joining non-ferrous metal? I shown the, naturally the answer will be a DC arc welding. So here in DC arc welding is suitable for joining the ferrous metal like aluminum. So arc welding with a DC power supply, the polarity of the electric arc is in a constant flow in one direction. That is from negative, you can see from negative to the positive. Okay, and that's why we can say that our answer is A. DC means direct current arc welding. Okay, which is suitable for joining the non-ferrous metals. Next question. Arc welding is the system in which the metal is melted by dash of an electric arc. Now, we know that in arc welding is a type of welding process using a electric arc to create a heat. So naturally here your answer will get a heat because the metal is melted by the heat of an electric arc and then we can join the metals. So power supply creates an electric arc between the electrode and the base metal. Okay, and by using the DC or a AC current, so the metal is melted by the heat of an electric arc, and that's why our answer is heat here. Next question. Which of the following statement is or are true for welding process? Now, during the welding process, we know that the residual stresses and the distortion of the workpiece is created by the localized heat, right now, of the base metal, which causes the local expansion and the contraction during the welding operations. And that's why we can say that the our answer is B. Even you can see here how the distortion will take place due to the heat. Okay, so that's why our answer is B here. Next question. Following methods melt the base metal. Now I show you that this is the what we are doing, the soldering. So in soldering we can't go for heating the base metal. Even you can see in the brazing also. But you know that in the welding we are hitting the base metal. Okay, so it means that it is clearly asked the question, following method melt the base metal. It means that welding melt the base metal, and that's why our answer is C, welding. Next question. In arc welding, the temperature of arc is of the order of, it means that whether we are going for the 100 degrees Celsius or 1000 degrees Celsius, like that. Okay, now in the arc welding, heat is developed, is utilized to melt a part of the workpiece and filler metal to form a weld. So for the arc welding, the temperature of the arc should be around 3500 degrees Celsius. So at this temperature, the mechanical pressure is not required. Okay, and this process can be used for both, that is a AC and DC. Okay, for basically in the arc welding process, and that's why our answer is C. 3500 degrees Celsius temperature has been used. Next question. Arc welding is also known as, so your option is the pressure, plastic welding, non-pressure, none of the above. But we know that in the arc welding, no pressure has been applied, very well. Right now, in the basically when we are joining metal by the application of heat without the use of the pressure, and that's why we can say that arc welding is also known as a non-pressure welding, because only heat has been applied. Next question. For brazing, soldering and flame hardening, which of the following flame is used? Now, for a whether it may be a brazing, soldering, or the flame hardening, carburizing flame is used. A carburizing flame is used in a hard facing and similar process to obtain the fusion between the base metal and the weld metal without a deep melting of the base metal. And that's why our answer is a carburizing flame. Next question. Distortion in the welding occurs due to, now as per the options are there, use of excessive current or improper clamping method, use of wrong electrodes or oxidation of weld pool. But in this case, distortion in the welding occurs due to the improper clamping methods. So this can be avoided by proper clamping methods. And welding clamp, we are temporarily holding it, the two pieces of the material together very tightly, so you can weld them together in alignment without any distortion. And that's why our answer is improper clamping methods. Next question. Which of the following flame is harmful to steel? Now, if you see here, basically in the various flames, what we can see, the neutral flame or oxidizing flame or carburizing flame. Now, in this case, oxidizing flame is harmful to the steel because the deposited metal will be porous or it may be a brittle. So these flame will ruin most metals and should be avoided. And that's why we can say that the oxidizing flame is harmful to the steel. In this case, the oxygen percentage is greater than the acetylene. Next question. In arc welding process, the heat required for welding is often from, I think from the diagram or this video, from it is very clear that we are using the electric energy right now. So electric energy which is used to create a heat between the base metal during the welding operations. Next question. As compared to the arc welding, the gas welding takes considerably more time for the metal to heat up, because in gas welding, we are using a flammable gases which is used to generate the heat to weld the metal. While in the arc welding, we are using the electricity energy to generate the heat which is used to weld the metal together at the faster rate. And that's why we can say that the as compared to the arc welding, gas welding takes more time. Next question. Which of the following is an example of fusion welding? Now, if you see here, this is the projection welding, this is a seam welding and a spot welding. All these are the examples of the resistance welding right now, that is a non-fusion. But you can see the gas welding is an example of a fusion welding. So that's why our answer is A, gas welding. Next question. In metallic arc welding, arc may be formed with. Now, in this case, we can use both the DC current and AC current. Means that is a direct current as well as the alternate currents are used in a arc welding. For direct current, electrode is connected to positive terminal and the workpiece to the negative terminal. So as a result, electron flows from workpiece towards the electrode, right now. And welding, in AC welding connection, alternating current usually at a frequency of 60 hertz is used. The current changes the direction every 1/20th part of the second. And that's why we can say that the in metallic arc welding can be formed with a direct current as well as at the alternating current. And that's why answer is C. Next question. In arc welding, one of the arc is struck. The voltage required to maintain the arc will be. Now the voltage required to strike the arc is around 40 to 80 volts. But for maintaining the same, we require a still voltage of about 20 to 30 volts. And that's why we can say that our answer is 20 to 30 volt has to be required to maintain the arc throughout the process. Now, next question, this will be a last question. What device is used to protect face from UV, that is the ultraviolet light, and infrared radiation during welding? Now, we know that you have to use the helmet, but if you use the helmet with the filtered color glass, okay, that will be ultimately protect your face from the UV as well as the infrared radiation during the welding. And that's why our answer will be D in this case. So thank you, friends.